Mar-a-Lago is a 128-room mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, located on 20 acres of lush waterfront property. It actually spans the width of the entire island it's located on. Originally built in 1927 by wealthy serial heiress Marjorie Merriweather Post, Donald Trump forked over $5 million for the property back in 1985. By 1995, he turned the estate into a full-fledged and ultra-exclusive club modeled after European palaces. Trump nicknamed the property Winter White House, which is fitting since Post had originally wanted her estate to be used as a seasonal retreat for sitting presidents. The resort is now estimated to be worth between $200 million and $300 million, thanks in large to Trump's luxurious taste and extensive renovations, and the fact that it's huge. It has 58 bedrooms and 33 bathrooms. One of the first things Trump did to the mansion after buying it was build a 20,000 square foot ballroom with $7 million worth of gold leaf decorations.
Breaking news now from New York, where a judge has ordered former President Donald Trump and his co-defendants to pay more than $350 million in his civil fraud case. The ruling also bars Trump from running any company in New York for 3 years. Judge Arthur Engoron released the decision 4 months after finding Trump had committed fraud by inflating his assets and net worth, all to get better terms on loans and insurance. New York Attorney General Letitia James had argued the former president should be banned from doing business in New York. Trump has denied wrongdoing throughout the trial.
We have produced evidence about the scope, the scale, the depth, the breadth of the illegality, the fraud that impersonally enriched Donald Trump and his family.
It's all a conspiracy to try and get Biden, who can't put two sentences together, trying to get him into office.
I'm running for Attorney General because I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president. I believe that this president is incompetent. I believe that this president is ill-equipped to serve in the highest office of this land. And I believe that he is an embarrassment to all that we stand for. He should be charged with obstructing justice. I believe that the President of these United States can be indicted for criminal offenses. And we would join with law enforcement and other attorneys general across this nation in removing this president from office.
And what would you say to people who say, oh, I'm not going to bother to register to vote because my voice doesn't make a difference, or I'm just one person?
I say one name, Donald Trump. That should motivate you. Get off your ass and vote.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass. He's going to know my name personally.
I love it. You probably.
No one is above the law, including this illegitimate president. And so, I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him.
The judge also imposing penalties on both his sons, Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. They are barred from serving as an officer or director of any New York corporation for 2 years.
Number one, it is undisputed that defendants have made all required payments on time. So Donald Trump and his company, they got a lot of loans. They paid them back with interest. What is the problem? Well, we see problems in his loan application. No one's complaining except politically motivated attorneys general and a judge. New York means business in combating business fraud. Wow, what a tough guy. The judge seems to think he's pretty special. Are judges supposed to look at things like this? I don't know. Later in the opinion, it says, witnesses testified from the witness stand, approximately a yard from the court, in other words, from his seat, who was thus able to observe expressions, demeanor, and body language. Aren't you really just supposed to listen? All right. There is an accounting firm that Donald Trump did business with for decades called Mazars. And what they started to do was, well, the authorities started to freak out the accountants who worked there. You don't want to work for Donald Trump, do you? So they brought this guy downtown, Donald Bender, an accountant who worked at Mazars, an accounting firm for approximately 41 years. A good 10 years of that, Bender spent approximately half of his time working on engagements for Trump and the Trump Organization. Now look at this. Bender stated that it was not until he was interviewed by the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in the spring of 2021 that he learned that the Trump Organization had withheld appraisals from Mazars. Everything's going fine. Mazars is not complaining. They bring this guy basically to the cops and they say, do you know this about Donald Trump? It's going to freak anybody else. And what did Mazars do? Mazars subsequently terminated its relationship with the Trump Organization. This is the government going into places that it should not be going. And we've been seeing a lot of that, right? Here is Letitia James, the Attorney General. It was her assignment to get this case going here in New York. Before we see what kind of person she is, well, let's see what kind of person she is. This is what she does on her weekends. Hang around with drag queens telling stories to children. Yeah, she's a big proponent of that. Tells you where she's coming from. All right, she's pretty thrilled with today's result.
Everyday Americans cannot lie to a bank about how much money they have in order to get a mortgage to buy a home, or a loan to keep their business afloat, or to send their child to college. And if they did, our government would throw the book at them.
Yikes. You know, that's what they're thinking about, right? The government wants to be involved in transactions all the way down to $500. Everybody puts their best foot forward on a loan application. Regular people buying a house and even billionaires.
We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale.